Please don't leave me.
I have to go.
No, please.
I'm sorry.
Daniel left Sofia on a Tuesday. Not a dramatic Tuesday. Not a Tuesday with rain or thunder or any of the weather that should accompany the ending of 4 years. Just an ordinary Lagos Tuesday with too much traffic and a sky that could not decide between cloudy and clear. He sat across from her at the small table in her one-room apartment in Surulere, the same table where she had served him food every weekend for 4 years, the same table with the crack down the middle she had covered with a yellow tablecloth, and he told her he was leaving. "I have met someone," he said. Sofia looked at him for a long time without speaking. "Her name is Victoria," he continued, because silence made him nervous and nervous men keep talking when they should stop. "Her father owns 3 companies in Abuja. She can give me a future that I cannot give you," Sofia finished quietly. He did not deny it. She did not cry. That was the thing that stayed with him longest afterward. She did not cry. She simply looked at him with those calm dark eyes and nodded slowly, the way someone nods when they have been told something they already knew was coming but had hoped would not arrive today. "Go," she said. He went. "Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. New story drops every day." For the first year, he did not think about her much. Victoria's world was large and loud and full of things that filled up all the empty spaces. A new apartment in Lekki, a car that actually worked, dinners at restaurants where the menu had no prices because if you needed to ask, you could not afford it. He told himself he had made the right choice. He told himself this so many times it started to sound like the truth. By the second year, the cracks began. Victoria was not a bad woman. That was the complicated part. She was not a bad woman. She was simply not Sofia. She did not laugh the same way. She did not listen the same way. When Daniel talked about his struggles, she looked at him with the polite attention of someone waiting for him to finish so she could talk about hers. The apartment in Lekki was beautiful and cold in a way that had nothing to do with the air conditioning. He started thinking about the yellow tablecloth. By the third year, Victoria had ended things herself, calmly, efficiently, the way her father probably closed business deals, and Daniel found himself sitting in a smaller apartment, staring at walls that had nothing on them, realizing with complete clarity for the first time exactly what he had thrown away. He picked up his phone. He found Sofia's number. His thumb hovered over it for a long time. He called. She picked up on the third ring. Her voice was different. Not cold, Sofia's voice was never cold. But there was a steadiness in it now that had not been there before. The voice of someone who had walked through something large and painful and come out the other side changed in a way they themselves might not be able to fully explain. "Daniel," she said. Simply. Like his name was just a name and not something she had said 10,000 times in a dozen different tones across 4 years together. "Sofia. I want to see you." A pause. "Come on Saturday," she said. He arrived at the address she sent him and stopped outside the gate. It was not the one-room apartment in Surulere. It was a proper house. Modest but solid and deliberate. The kind of house that says the person inside made careful choices and every single one of them paid off. A neat garden in front with flowers he could not name. Her car parked inside the gate. A small handmade welcome sign on the door that nobody had put there for a man. It was there simply because she liked it. He stood outside for a long moment feeling something he would spend weeks afterwards trying to name properly. It was not jealousy exactly. It was not admiration exactly. It was the very specific feeling of realizing that the story you thought you were the main character of continued without you and went somewhere you never imagined it would go. He knocked. She opened the door. She looked, there was no other word for it, complete. Not happy in a loud performed way. Not successful in a way that needed anyone to notice. Simply complete. Like a person who had taken every broken piece of themselves after a painful ending and quietly, carefully, without any audience, put each piece exactly back where it belonged. "Come in," she said. He came in. She made tea. They sat across from each other at a solid dining table in a home that was entirely hers, and he looked at her and she looked at him, and the 4 years they shared and the 3 years apart sat between them like a guest neither of them had invited but both of them had expected. "I made a mistake," he said finally. "Yes," she agreed. Simply. Not unkindly. Just honestly. "I want us to. Daniel." She wrapped both hands around her mug and looked at him with eyes that were warm but completely immovable. "I forgave you. I forgave you a long time ago, not for you, for myself. That part is finished." She held his gaze without blinking. "But what we had, that is also finished. I am not the woman you left. I do not want the life we had together. I have built something that belongs entirely to me, and I will not unmake it for any reason." She said it without anger, without any satisfaction. Simply as a statement of fact, the way you state facts about things that are over and good and permanently closed. He nodded slowly. He could not find a single word to say. He drove home through Lagos traffic that evening and sat alone in his empty apartment and thought about that Tuesday 3 years ago. The ordinary one. The one with no rain and no thunder and a sky that could not decide what it wanted to be. And he understood, fully, finally, too late, that the most devastating decisions in a person's life do not always arrive with warning. Sometimes they look exactly like an ordinary Tuesday, and by the time you finally hear the thunder, you are already 3 years away from where you should have stayed. Sofia did not take him back. She did not need to. She had already built the life he thought only Victoria could give her. She built it alone, and it was better.